a lot of guys, we look at the worst stories out there, the guys who've been through been through the hardest things, guys having, gone through physical abuse, emotional abuse, sexual abuse at times, right? Guys who grew up in really shitty situations. And it's easy to look at guys like that and say, wow, like that man had it so hard. Like I'm so impressed by how far he's come. And those are heroic stories. Don't get me wrong. But I think that as men, we also tend to minimize what we've been through. It's very easy to miss all the small things that beat us down day after day. Because in the end of the day, like death by a thousand cuts is still death, right? And there's a lot of guys who will say, oh, well, my life wasn't as hard as this person's was. Like nobody's beaten me when I was a kid. Obviously, there's nothing wrong with me, and they minimize what they have been through until they start looking around and start digging into it and realizing how bad things really were and how much of an impact it's really had on us. Like that's one thing that I think gets missed a lot in the space is that everybody's coming here because there's something wrong that they can't figure out. They're looking for answers. They're looking to improve. They're looking for a way up out of the darkness that they're in.
They're looking for solutions,
They're looking for solutions.
Yeah,
exactly, exactly. And it doesn't matter how you got in that dark place. It doesn't matter why things aren't working out for you or what it is that's not working out for you. It's not working out for a reason. You shouldn't beat yourself up because somebody else has it worse. You shouldn't minimize the fact that you're in the worst, in that bad place that you're in right now. You shouldn't minimize the fact that you're in the darkness. Like you're there. Whether however you got there, no matter how hard somebody else's story was compared to yours, doesn't matter. You're there. But
you said something interesting there, Ryan. That my grandfather used to say all the time. He used to say, "Doesn't matter how shitty your life is or how bad you think things are going. There's always somebody out there that's got it worse, and they'd love to trade their life for yours."
Exactly, exactly. And if you sit there and you keep comparing yourself to people who had it worse and saying, "Oh, well, mine's not that bad," you're going to ignore how bad things are for you. And I've seen a lot of guys deal with shit for way too long that they shouldn't because it's not as bad as somebody else was.
Turn up your volume a little bit, Ryan. You're a little low on the.
I should probably add, though, Ryan, not to interrupt you, but what identifies us as men is not what we have been through and what kind of victims that we are. It's how you overcome those adversities that makes you who you are.
Right.
That's 100% true. But every guy is on his own journey. And I think that one thing that happens a lot is we say, my life wasn't as bad as that person, so my life isn't that bad. And we're ignoring exactly how bad yours has got, right? You kind of have to be able to own that you are in a bad place, even if you didn't go through the worst of the worst to get there.
I agree. I mean,
yeah.
You do have to analyze what has come past and have compassion on yourself. But in the end of the day, everybody has a sob story, and we can both be right at the same time. Everybody has a sob story. What I want to hear is your story of redemption and triumphant.
Yeah, Ryan, if I could jump in there, I think you kind of at that point kind of hit home at me because Moff and the rest of the guys will testify. My origin story, I sat in front of everybody and I said, no, I'm cool. My life's been great. And I think relative to a lot of the guys there, yeah, it has. But looking back now and just subconsciously after going through stuff, what Ryan said, I was using eating and drinking as a crutch for 5 years straight. And I was drinking too much and I was eating too much. And as I said, I'm 20 lighter than I was 2 years ago. And that's because I finally was able to get pleasure out of life and not pleasure from calories and alcohol. So thanks, Ryan.
No, you're welcome. Well, and like my life hasn't been bad. Like nobody was beating me as a kid, nothing like that. I grew up in a fairly middle class, Midwest white boy kind of home. And yet I was a complete mess up until last year. I was like near that permanent solution for years and years and years. Hadn't really recognized it. Hadn't really thought I was that close, but yeah, that's where I was at. And it took going through some serious events last year and doing some heavy work and doing some plant medicine and doing things like that before that finally came to light to where I could actually deal with it. Because I didn't think that my life was that bad. I'm sitting here making six figures, dating women half my age. My life should be good, but it wasn't compared to where I should be. And it wasn't compared to, it wasn't nearly as good as it should have been.
Are you guys all familiar with Joseph Campbell and the Hero's Journey?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah. Extremely.
Have you guys seen Finding Joe?
No.
No.
There's a video that kind of distills, the entire concept down into like hour and 20-minute long film. Those of you that are watching it right now, it's probably worth grabbing it. I think you can either download it or rent it on a certain site. Just search for Finding Joe. If you're not familiar with it, but basically the hero's journey is this like storyline arc, and it's like, It's basically the same story that's used for every Hollywood superhero movie. Like Superman's got kryptonite, you know, so and so's got his arch nemesis, sort of thing. It's essentially the same storyline, and it's out there that much because it works, right? It's because it really resonates with people, and it's a story that's been told for hundreds, thousands of years even.
Yeah,
It's
a
an
book
ancient
he
story.
wrote. It's a
Yeah,
book he wrote called "The Thousand Faces of the Hero," in
yeah,
which he dates back to Siddhartha, the Buddha, the story of Jesus, and also various Mayan and Indian fairy tales, as well as Disney fairy tales. What all these heroes happen to have in common. There's
yeah.
always a
Like you could even go
formula.
back to Disney stuff, and you could find
That's right.
that hero's journey in
In
something like
Star Wars,
Frozen.
for that
Yeah,
matter, the
Star
story
Wars
of
too.
Luke
Yeah.
Skywalker.
Yeah. Hey guys, I really hope that you enjoyed that short clip. If you did, consider supporting the creation of content by checking out my supplement line. Pinned in the top comment below of this video in the comments, there's a link to the unpluggedalpha.com/shop. When you click through, you'll be able to land over here, and the entire lineup is broken down by category that it performs best in: estrogen metabolism, fat burning, your foundational essentials for health, immune health, performance, and testosterone support. If you check out with coupon code ALPHA10, you'll get 10% off on your first order. There's also the option to use the subscribe and save model, where regular shipments will be sent over to you on a regular basis, and that gives you a little bit of a discount, and your supplement facts are always broken down over here. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys have an awesome day. And again, check out that link. It's pinned in the top comment below in this video. Peace out.